Flyin Brian J, MMAmania.com. The main event of UFC on Fox 22 is 12-gauge Paige VanZant versus Michelle, the Karate Hottie, Waterson. Some keys to victory, starting with Paige VanZant. Number one is, even though she's a pretty girl, she needs to make this fight ugly, grimy, and dirty from the get-go. She needs to close the distance on Michelle, take away that spacing where Michelle really excels with her striking, get into the clinch, and make the fight really ugly. Number two is that she needs to stay mindful of her defense no matter where the fight goes. Even if she has an advantageous position where she could possibly have Michelle on her back, she needs to be aware that Waterson is fantastic with armbar submissions from that position, so she needs to stay mindful of her defense no matter where the fight goes. Number three, Paige VanZant needs to listen to her cornermen, listen to her coaches. In her last fight against Bec Rawlings, she did a game plan that her coaches were not that happy with in between rounds 1 and 2. She was throwing a lot of spinning and jumping techniques, and her coaches said, stop throwing the junk. She was able to connect with a flying kick that started the beginning of the end of Bec Rawlings, and she was able to get a TKO victory. And what I worry about is going forward, if VanZant's like, screw my cornerman, I'm the fighter, I know what's best, and it worked last time, so I'm going to continue to throw this spinning and jumping stuff. People like Paul Felder, he hit a spinning back fist on Danny Castillo, and after that he turned into a spinning top, and he threw that technique over and over and over again, and he became really predictable with it. So I'm worried that VanZant will do similar things with ignoring her cornermen when they're giving her pertinent advice, and she will throw the technique too much. Against people like Bec Rawlings, sure, that'll work. But if she were to face somebody like Thug Rose again, or somebody like Michelle Waterson, she's going to really need to listen to her cornermen for the entire fight. Now, on the other side of the cage, Michelle Waterson, keys to victory for her, basically the opposite from Paige VanZant, other than listening to her coach. She does a really good job at that. Jackson Winklejohn does a great job with her. Greg Jackson is a fantastic cornerman, and she listens to everything that he says. But she needs to keep the distance, keep the spacing, keep Paige off of her, and utilize her superior footwork and able to set up her spacing for her superior striking techniques. She is incredible with striking from a distance. And number two is that she needs to stay mindful. She needs to stay mentally strong. Even if Paige were to get the better of her early on, she needs to stay tough in there. In her fight against Erica Tiburcio kind of roughed her up a little bit and she faded quickly. Also, if Michelle is able to sink in a submission attempt but not finish Paige with it, she needs to stay keen on the game plan and stick with it. Same thing happened against Tiburcio. She was unable to sink in submission attempts early and she kind of dwindled. Same thing about getting roughed up. Now, obviously, Michelle Waterson is the superior overall mixed martial artist. She started training karate when she was 10 years old. She spent some time in Thailand training Muay Thai kickboxing, and she is a high-level jiu-jitsu player. A lot of her victories are via finish. She's finished 11 out of 13 of her professional fights, most of which via submission. So she is known as a striker. Her nickname is the Karate Hottie, but she is dangerous in all areas of mixed martial arts. Where Paige VanZant has a significant advantage is that she has been more active as of late, and also she is 8 years younger than Waterson. A person who has an 8-year youth advantage wins 65% of the time, so that stat is on Paige's side. A fighter who has been away from the octagon for more than a year only wins 35% of the time, and the Karate Hottie has been away for over 500 days. So both of those stats together aren't looking real good for Michelle Waterson. I would say that if she was away for just kind of recuperating from a knockout or something like that, so she could just be getting better and better technique-wise in the gym every single day, I would just kind of shrug it off. But she was away from the octagon for injury, a knee injury. So where she used to utilize a lot of quickness and speed to get the better of her opponents, that could be dwindled here because it was a knee injury, and also she wouldn't be able to be training at full capacity during the time where she had that knee injury. So in terms of significant advantages, Michelle Waterson, the overall better mixed martial artist. But Paige VanZant has a youth and an overall athleticism advantage. It's really tough to pick this fight. I think that Paige could get the better of Waterson with her output, with that youth advantage, but my pick in the end, it's gotta be Michelle Waterson. I'm going with the overall technique. On the feet, Paige, her Footwork is not that good. Michelle's fantastic there. When it's at a distance, Michelle throws a variety of striking techniques that are almost as beautiful and majestic as Donald Cerrone. I love it when she will throw a kick to the leg, a kick to the body, and then a kick to the head, all with the same leg. It's absolutely incredible. And on the ground, sometimes Paige puts herself in kind of dicey predicaments. If she gets in a dicey predicament where she could get submitted or be put in a submission attempt, Waterson is going to make her pay for that. But I do have major questions on Waterson's speed due to that injury and her time off and her age disadvantage to Paige VanZant. I do not fault you at all for picking Paige VanZant. In fact, I'm not real confident in picking Waterson, but these videos are made for me to make a pick, so I'm leaning with the person who has the superior skills in mixed martial arts. Please tell me who you're picking in the comment section down below. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next one. Namaste.